Hey everybody, welcome to the Rock and Metal Guardian. I'm Dane, your host. Hope you're doing great wherever you may find yourselves. Blessings to all of you wonderful people out there. Today I'm doing a review of the relatively new Jon Anderson and the Band Geeks live Perpetual Change. All Yes material here. Here's the album cover. Here is the back. It is 2 hours and 5 minutes long, so you get the true live experience, something I've talked about on this channel where I don't really like much the single live album, if we're talking about vinyl, that kind of thing. I want the full live experience. In other words, you get that because it's long, as it should be. Hey, it's the songs of Yes. A lot of epic stuff in their discography. Now, let me show you the cover again. You open it up. Some more artwork and a nice photograph of the band. You open it up again. You get a little bit more artwork. I took the booklet out because I'm going to show you that in a minute. You get 2 CDs and a DVD. When I ordered this, I did not know it had a DVD because it didn't say so in the description from the website, Amazon. And lo and behold, it comes in the mail. I'm like, oh, cool, a DVD. Now, this review is specifically only for the music on the CDs, not the DVD. So keep that in mind. Let's meet the band. Jon Anderson, of course, on lead vocals, percussion, guitar, and harp. And then we have Richie Castellano on bass and vocals. Andy Graziano on guitar and vocals. I hope I'm not pronouncing this incorrectly, but Andy Ascalesi on drums, keyboard, percussion, and vocals. Christopher Clark on keyboards and vocals. Robert Kipp, not Robert Fripp, but Robert Kipp with a K on keyboard, guitar, percussion, and vocals. And then you have some additional guitar and vocals on the following songs, And You and I, and Your Move / I've Seen All Good People, and that person is Rob Schmoll. The album artwork is not Roger Dean, but it is artwork and layout by Stan W. Decker. It's a great photo of John. Nice photo of the band. You get this. And you get some wonderful photos. There's John holding his harp there. Okay. And you get that there. That's where it lists the band and what their instruments are. Let's talk about the tracks now. You get CD 1, Yours Is No Disgrace, Perpetual Change. Yours is No Disgrace is just under 10 minutes. Perpetual Change is just over 9.5 minutes. Close to the Edge, just under 18.5 minutes. Heart of the Sunrise, just under 12 minutes. Starship Trooper, just under 11 minutes. And then to close out CD 1, Awaken, just 1 second shy of 16 minutes. CD 2, And You and I, 10 minutes, 11 seconds. Your Move / I've Seen All Good People, 6 minutes, 48 seconds. Gates of Delirium, 22 minutes, 37 seconds. And then Roundabout to close things out, 8 minutes and 42 seconds. Same listing for the DVD. Now, this album, I think, totally captures the spirit of Yes. Now, occasionally you have some slight and very subtle minor deviations from what the songs sound like, but it's very, very subtle and very few and far between in the recording. Now, I get why they're doing it, because you want to be able to see that these are musicians, individual musicians in their own right, but 99% of the recording does stay true to the songs, and of course that's a good thing. But you get a little taste of what these musicians are capable of doing outside of playing songs of other people, Squire and Howe, etc., Alan White, and Mraz, right? To name a few. What I like about this album is that you get the virtuosity and the technicality that you want from these songs, but it sounds genuine. It doesn't sound forced at all. It doesn't sound like they're going through the motions whatsoever. There's a resonance here that is glorious. You can see the whole band and, of course, John's love of music in they're playing. They're playing with passion, they're playing with feeling, they're playing with emotion, so it has that soul. You have chemistry, you have synergy, so nothing's worse than technicality and virtuosity without emotion. You have the best of both worlds. You have the virtuosity, the technicality, and the feeling and emotion's great. There's an amazing chemistry and synergy between Jon and his new bandmates, or relatively new bandmates. The guitar is stunning at times. It's blistering. I'm sorry, let me start over. The guitar is stunning throughout the whole album. What I meant to say is that it's blistering at times. Phenomenal. Through and through. And the bass is 99% or 99.9% true to what you want to hear with respect to Squire's tone. So that's a plus as well. Now, here are the best moments of the album. I have to say that the whole album is nothing but best moment after best moment after best moment. But if we're going to be specific, here are the best of these moments. Number one, the guitar in Perpetual Change is just dynamite. This is where you get some blistering guitar work. Okay. The song Close to the Edge. One of my favorite songs of all time. I love it. Again, the virtuosity, the feeling, the grandeur that is that song is still here. It's marvelous. Okay. Heart of the Sunrise. Amazing here. You have the wonderful hammer-ons and pull-offs that you get from the studio versions and other live versions. That this is the holy grail of many a bass and guitar player, that trading lick for lick between Howe and Squire is here with the band members playing those parts. It's wonderful. Okay, it's heavy and soft. It's a light and shade song. And when you get those opening lines of "Love Comes to You," you can see goosebumps. All right, vocals here, great. Okay, the guitar in Starship Trooper got some blistering moments. It's wonderful. I can't say enough about the guitar on this album and the bass. And then when you hear the opening notes for "And You and I go nuts." And see, goosebumps. It's wonderful. Now, my favorite song by Yes, thank goodness, is on here, and that is "Gates of Delirium" from Relayer. Now, before I talk about that, keep in mind, you have, in many ways, the perfect track listing for this album. Some people are going to disagree with it. Maybe it would have been great had Siberian Khatru been here instead of, say, Awaken, but I like the connection between tracks here. I think it's perfect the way that it is, even though I would have liked additional song or two. But again, you get 2 hours and 5 minutes. As I said, what else could you ask for? So you get songs from the Yes album. You get songs from Fragile. Okay, you get one roundabout. Oops, I misspoke there. There are 2 songs from the Fragile album, both Roundabout and Heart of the Sunrise. Sorry about that. You get songs from 2 from Close to the Edge. You get a song from Relayer, and you get a song from the Hypnosis album cover, Going for the One. So you essentially have 1 or more songs from the best part of Yes's career on this CD. So that's a plus. All right, back to the Gates of Delirium. When I was ordering this, well, that's one of the main reasons why I grabbed this. Is like, I want another live version of Gates of Delirium. I love the live version on Yes shows. I just want to see, can Jon pull it off? Like, that's one of the reasons I bought this. But being a Yes fan, especially this time period, is like, I gotta get this. Okay, I went in blind, saying, gee, I have doubts. Jon Anderson's 80 years old and all that, right? Or 81. I think he's 80. So does Jon Anderson pull it off? Because Gates of Delirium is an extremely demanding song because it's so long. And can Jon pull off singing in that fast tempo in the vocal parts in the first section of the song. There are 3 parts to the song, I believe. Then you get the heavy section, and then you get the last third of the song, which is the glorious soon, the more, it's the light part of the song, the hopeful part after the war, so to speak, because the song's based on War and Peace by Tolstoy, or so we're told. So Jon pulls it off marvelously. I get goosebumps from the first note. So yeah, he pulls it off. And when you get to the heavy part, is amazing with the blistering guitar and the synths and the keyboards. The Patrick Moraz stuff is just great here. It's not Patrick Moraz, but it's pretty damn cool. All right. So yeah, Jon Anderson pulls it off in spades here. I was curious if he would do it, and he does. And soon is just, the third part is just marvelous. Goosebumps again. He never sounded better, if you ask me. And then what's interesting is, while the song is winding down, you got a last couple of fledgling notes, if you will, of the soon section, and you start to hear people clapping, but there's no hesitation from the band. They go straight into Roundabout, so the 2 songs connect, which is a nice touch. You get the backwards pianos type sound, whatever that is, that introduces the song, and it's fantastic. The bass, the Squire-like bass, is just amazing. Jon's voice at 80, again, phenomenal. You get this album if you're a Yes fan. So overall, the guitar playing is amazing. The bass playing is amazing as well. They're both phenomenal. Jon's voice, from the first note where he opens his mouth to the final part in Roundabout, is top notch. Again, I've never heard him sound better, and that's high praise, high applause for someone his age. Everyone else in the band is as dynamite as who I've mentioned so far. So very briefly, again, get to it. Christopher Clark filling in for Moraz and Wakeman does a phenomenal job. Robert Kipp filling on keyboard as well, and some guitar for Howe and Wakeman and Moraz, wonderful as well. Okay, and the drums, keyboard and percussion and vocals from Andy Ascalesi, fantastic. So what a great band. I'm so glad that Jon put this band together. Like I said, you get this album if you're a Yes fan. I cannot say enough good things about this album. It's that good. Yeah, let me repeat that. It's that good. This is not a Yes album, but it is a Yes album, if that makes sense. It's part of the Yes family tree. I'm glad we have this new addition to the Yes family tree, and I'm glad that Jon is flourishing with this new band. Another chapter in his music career, and I want to give a shout out and thank you to Jon Anderson himself, whether he's watching or not, doesn't matter. Jon, thank you so much for this wonderful music and the wonderful music throughout your entire career in Yes and out of Yes with your solo stuff as well. And guys in the Band Geeks, thank you as well. This is marvelous. Thank you so much for us Yes fans for doing this. God bless all of you gentlemen, and God bless all of you wonderful people watching. Take care. See you next time.